Breaking news, breaking news. Today was a good day. Today I actually did a presentation at Manhattanville University in Purchase, New York for the Westchester County Youth Borough. And it was definitely a nice presentation. There was definitely a lot of different workshops. So once again, this is AI News with Erik, and today we came home and we seen Bernie Sanders talking about job losses that will come with artificial intelligence.
As the ranking member of the Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions Committee, I just released a report finding that AI, automation, and robotics could replace nearly 100 million jobs in America over the next decade.
So I had to once again get back on this and just talk about it. And he talked about corporate investment and job elimination. And I always tell people that me teaching you AI and you learning AI might not be 100% of the answer. I believe the answer actually will come with you being able to be an entrepreneur and just use AI and become something and be able to solve problems. I always talk about it's the ones that solve problems, the critical thinkers that's going to win. So Sanders warns that major tech billionaires, particularly Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, the guy from Oracle who just was one of the biggest purchasers of TikTok, they're investing hundreds of billions of dollars in AI and robotics, primarily to cut labor costs and eliminate tens of millions of decent paying jobs, not to improve workers' lives.
The result, the wealthiest people in the world will get even richer, while working families lose their jobs and their income.
So all that stuff they've been trying to get us to say, like, AI ain't here to take your job, it's here to, you got to learn it. It's not going to be AI that takes your job. It's going to be somebody that knows AI. That will probably happen in the beginning, that part, and I always say that. But eventually, they plan on trying to eliminate all jobs, So AI and robotics being developed by these multi-billionaires will allow corporate America to wipe out tens of millions of decent paying jobs, cut labor costs, and number one for them and bad for us, boost profits, So he highlights Tesla's plans to build millions of robots and notes that Amazon already employs over 1 million robots.
Elon Musk has said he wants Tesla to build millions of robots. And what will these robots do? Well, obviously, they will replace the men and women working in our factories, warehouses, and in restaurants and in other areas.
And they've had 750 about a year ago, so maybe 2 years ago. Now they got 1 million, and predicting they will soon outnumber human workers. Amazon has more, like I said, than 1 million robots working in their warehouse. And soon these robots are going to outnumber human workers. Take, for instance, global automation example from Foxconn. Foxconn, that case demonstrates a large-scale automation, 60,000 workers replaced by robots in one single factory with full automation on the horizon. 60,000 workers replaced by robots. And his CEO said AI will make outsourcing unnecessary because robots will do most of the manufacturing. And let's not even talk about white collar displacement and the AI forecast for that. Sanders cites that findings from his Senate committee report shows that AI could replace nearly 100 million jobs in the next decade. Now, I know there's a lot of people that throw out a lot of different numbers, 90 million in the next 5 years. So, but it doesn't matter because once AGI becomes into the pictures, these numbers are going to come, they're going to be a reality. And right now we're talking about 40% of registered nurses, 47% of truck drivers, 64% of accountants, 65% of teaching assistants, 89% of fast food workers. AI, automation, and robotics could nearly replace, once again, 100 million jobs in America, including, once again, 40% of registered nurses and 89% of fast food workers. And I know a lot of people be thinking, nah, I'm a nurse. How's it going to take my job? You got to do your homework. You know what I'm saying? Learn what's really going on with this. Learn where these companies are actually trying trying to take us. And then you got the major tech leaders echoing similar warnings. You know, the Ford CEO, Jim Farley, he said AI can eliminate half of all white collar jobs. Elon Musk, probably none of us will have a job. He's the one talking about universal pay. He's trying to say high universal pay, but you know it's not going to be fair. Bill Gates, humans won't be needed for most things. And these are the ones that's investing the hundreds of billions of dollars, you know? So these projections reinforce the disruption that's going to come from artificial intelligence, you know, from the factory to the transport work to office and professional roles. They're going to find a way to eventually, now, I'm not going to say this is going to happen in 5 years. A lot of it is going to change within the next decade. All I'm saying is you got to worry about your kids, your babies. You got to worry about the next 10, 20, 30 years. If you feel like even 40 years, if you feel like you're going to be around. And I feel the answer is to learn artificial intelligence as much as you can. I am a certified artificial intelligence consultant. We do have group sessions. I do online presentations. And I just feel like you have to learn this. It's going to affect everybody. It's going to affect your wallet. Even for those who feel like, oh, I'll let my kid learn it. It's going to affect your wallet. A lot of things I feel like is going to be digital. I believe they're going to end cash, and all decisions have always been made for the last 15 years, maybe 20, with narrow AI, banks, healthcare centers, the healthcare industry, schooling systems. All decisions have been made, and they've been biased. They've been discriminatory, and they're going to get worse. So my whole thing is just, let's get educated on artificial intelligence. Let's get educated on the best way to use the tools. Let's get educated so you don't be getting fooled by deep fakes. And once again, AIliteracy.biz. And my number is 914-615-4077. Once again, AI News with Erik. Peace and love. Oh, yeah, don't forget, like, share, subscribe. Bang.
AI News with AI Erik.